After I was injured, the following summer, two friends of mine from my high school hometown decided to put together a benefit on my behalf. And they came to me and said that we're raising this money for you. And I said, if you want to help me, don't give the money to me, give it to research. Get me out of this chair is the help that I need. And so from that point, the Morton Cure Paralysis Fund was born. The mission of the Morton Cure Paralysis Fund is twofold. First is to support research through funding so that people can recover from spinal cord injuries. And the second is to assist those people and their families, particularly those who are newly injured, in getting through the process.
My name is Anthony Windebank, and I'm Professor of Neurology at Mayo Clinic. My work involves several aspects of regeneration in the nervous system, but we're particularly interested in repairing the spinal cord after spinal cord injury. You can divide the research really into two major areas. The first is, I'll call it the area of robotics. So this is where you're trying to use electronic and computer assisted technologies to replace what the spinal cord does. The other major area is where you're really trying to repair or cure the damage that was produced by the injury. This involves using stem cells and growth factors to try and reprogram the spinal cord so that it will repair itself. We've shown that injured nerves in the spinal cord can regrow. They can regrow quite successfully. The challenge now is to get them to regrow to the right place in the spinal cord so that they'll reconnect and restore function.
A research scientist will come up with a great idea, but he's going to have difficulty going to a large funding organization and asking for millions of dollars without any data. So what he has to do is do a small version of the project to prove that his idea has merit. And that's the kind of project that the Morton Cure Paralysis Fund likes to support. Essentially, we're putting research projects into the research pipeline.
The Morton Foundation funded some of our early experimental work at Mayo Clinic, which then allowed us to go on and compete successfully for a multi-million-dollar National Institutes of Health award. It's hard to overestimate the power of research. I've been involved in research for neurological diseases for almost 30 years now. One of the most exciting things that we were involved in about 20 years ago now was we developed a drug in the laboratory for treating a type of muscle weakness and paralysis that's called Lambert-Eaton myasthenic syndrome. It's a disease that causes weakness and paralysis of muscles. And we had the opportunity to take that drug from the laboratory to patients in the hospital. The very first patient that we treated had been in a wheelchair for 5 years. 3 days later, he walked out of the hospital. That was one of the most exciting moments of my life. Research works. All of the medical advances that we've had over the last 50 years are as the result of medical research.
People sometimes compliment me on how well I've adjusted to the situation, and I appreciate that. But I've never accepted this situation as being okay. I've adjusted, but we do our work so that someday we can fix it